You're craving fried chicken. That familiar sign glows ahead, promising crispy golden goodness wrapped in a bucket. Quick, easy, satisfying. Except here's what the marketing doesn't tell you. The Canadian fried chicken industry has become a minefield where premium prices buy you mediocre disappointment and the biggest names are often the worst offenders. Today, I'm exposing 7 chains that have completely lost the plot on quality while their prices keep climbing. Then I'll reveal 3 alternatives that actually deserve your money. What you're about to learn will permanently change how you choose where to eat. Let's start with a chain that literally invented fast food fried chicken. KFC opened the world's first franchise location right here in Saskatoon back in 1953. Over 650 locations across Canada. You'd think after 7 decades they'd have this figured out. They don't. The numbers tell a brutal story. KFC Canada holds a 1.6 star rating based on hundreds of customer reviews. When people contact customer service about problems, only 7% get any resolution. Think about that ratio. 93% of customers with issues walk away without answers. That's not customer service, that's customer abandonment. But ratings are just numbers. The real scandal is what's happening to the actual food. Customers across every province describe the same pattern. Chicken arrives undercooked in some pieces, bone dry in others. One family spent $42 on a bucket and had to throw out 7 of the 12 pieces because they were burnt, oily, completely inedible. The taste has changed too. People who've eaten KFC for decades notice something's off. That famous blend of 11 herbs and spices, multiple reviewers say all they can taste now is salt. The seasoning that built the entire brand has apparently been engineered out of existence in favor of whatever's cheapest. Price has become its own problem. A standard combo now costs $12 to $15. An 18-piece bucket runs over $75. For that money, you'd expect quality. Instead, you're getting complaints about portions that look nothing like the advertisements and chicken so greasy it soaks through the box. Here's something that should alarm you. Customers are having to remind staff to put on gloves while handling raw poultry, when basic food safety practices need prompting from people just trying to order lunch. The training standards have completely collapsed. The franchise model created a race to the bottom. Individual locations cut every possible corner, while corporate collects checks and ignores the 93% of complaints that go unresolved. KFC was once the gold standard. Now it's a case study in how far a brand can fall while still keeping the lights on. Moving to Mary Brown's, the proudly Canadian alternative founded over 50 years ago with roots in Newfoundland. They position themselves as the homegrown choice. Fresh, never frozen chicken. Those famous taters. The authentic Canadian experience. Somewhere along the way that authenticity got sacrificed. Loyal customers who've been eating there for 25 years are watching portions shrink in real time. Order a breast and it arrives cut in half with the bottom section missing. Wings show up with huge chunks of white meat gone. What used to be called the Big Mary sandwich now gets called the Little Mary by disappointed customers because the size has shrunk so dramatically. The pricing makes this worse. A batter's box that used to be reasonable now costs over $21. Families report paying $66 for a 6-piece order, $72 for an 18-piece meal. One review put it simply, you could make better chicken at home for a fraction of the price. Then there's the food safety issue that should terrify you. A customer in Abbotsford bit into a chicken thigh and had blood pour out. This isn't about seasoning or temperature preferences. This is raw poultry that could hospitalize someone. The company's response time to these serious complaints? Weeks without follow-up, if any response comes at all. Service quality mirrors the food decline. Customers arrive for curbside pickup, call to confirm they are waiting, and have staff hang up without acknowledging the order. Wait times stretch 15 to 30 minutes, even for supposedly quick items. Staff refuse to customize orders despite the chain marketing itself on fresh preparation. Consistency has become a joke. Order the same meal at the same location on different days and you'll get completely different results. Thursday brings 6 proper breast pieces. Sunday delivers 3 breasts and 3 wings, even though you paid extra for white meat only. For a chain charging premium prices compared to KFC, this level of chaos is inexcusable. Mary Brown's built its reputation on being the Canadian alternative that cared about quality. That reputation is crumbling, one undercooked, overpriced, inconsistently prepared order at a time. But we're just getting started. The next chain on this list is a Quebec institution that's been serving rotisserie chicken since 1951. What happened after their corporate acquisition will shock you. St. Hubert commands the second highest customer loyalty of any restaurant in Canada. Only Tim Hortons ranks higher. This isn't just a restaurant chain, it's woven into Quebec's cultural fabric. Since opening in 1951, St. Hubert became synonymous with rotisserie chicken done right. Then Cara Operations, now Recipe Unlimited, acquired them in 2016 for $537 million. Watch what happened next. Customer after customer describes receiving dry, overcooked chicken at locations across Quebec. One Montreal reviewer ordered beef ribs that were cooked until dead, then kept on the fire until drier than the Atacama Desert. The presentation served on an aluminum tray with a paper placemat for $30. The quality decline isn't isolated to one location. Reviews paint a systemic picture. Chicken that tastes like it was poured from industrial boxes and cans, drowned in salt to mask the lack of actual flavor. The poutine, which should be Quebec's sacred treasure, consists of canned gravy, tasteless fries, and cheese that isn't even warm. When a Quebec chain can't execute poutine properly, something fundamental has shattered. Service problems compound the food issues. A Quebec City location made customers wait 3 hours for their meal. No desserts arrived. The service was disorganized and unprofessional from start to finish. This is completely inexcusable for a restaurant whose specialty since 1956 has been barbecue chicken. You'd think they'd have the operational basics figured out by now. Pricing has become another breaking point. Feeding a family chicken with hormones and antibiotics now costs almost $200 at St. Hubert. One reviewer asked the question on everyone's mind. Does this even make sense anymore at these prices? The gap between what St. Hubert charges and what they actually deliver has grown too wide for customers to justify. The corporate takeover effect is impossible to ignore. The Leger family who founded St. Hubert sought buyers within Quebec. They couldn't find any they were comfortable selling to. Now, under Recipe Unlimited ownership alongside Swiss Chalet and Harvey's, customers notice a standardization that has stripped away what made St. Hubert special. The yellow delivery cars remain. The heritage branding continues. But the soul of the restaurant feels corporatized away. Church's Texas chicken doesn't immediately come to mind for most Canadians. But this American import has been expanding with locations in Toronto and Calgary. Founded in San Antonio in 1952, Church's positions itself as authentic Southern chicken. Canadian customers are learning that authentic doesn't guarantee quality. Reviews describe undercooked items, stale servings, food that comes out cold and old. Customer service sits at 1.5 out of 5. Only 4% of consumers report their issues were resolved. When 96% of complaints go nowhere, it signals a corporate culture that stopped caring about individual customer experiences. Hygiene concerns appear repeatedly. Multiple Toronto locations have had restroom facilities out of order for extended periods. When a restaurant can't maintain basic bathroom facilities, what does this suggest about conditions where food gets prepared? The mobile app is apparently dysfunctional. Reviewers describe spending months trying to use it, encountering login failures, blank screens, locations showing as not accepting orders during business hours. Every successful restaurant chain figured out mobile ordering years ago. Church's technological failures create unnecessary friction for customers just trying to order chicken. Order accuracy is consistently problematic. Customers wait extended periods, then receive wrong items, missing items, or substitutions they didn't agree to. One complaint described waiting 30 minutes for an order, being told white meat would take another 30 minutes, then receiving dark meat anyway. When staff can't fulfill basic orders correctly, the entire operation is compromised. Finally, Dixie Lee Fried Chicken. Founded in Belleville, Ontario in 1964, they position themselves as the regional alternative. Locations: Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and the Maritimes. They market grain-fed, antibiotic-free, free-run chicken. The reality doesn't match the premium positioning. Pricing creates a massive barrier. One customer paid $72 for an 18-piece meal and described it as subpar in every way. They noted seeing 13 pieces for $40 at Mary Brown's. When your regional premium chain costs nearly double the competition, the food needs to justify that premium. Reviewers say it doesn't. Quality inconsistency runs rampant. One customer paid extra for white meat only and received 2 pieces of white and a leg. The gravy that used to contain homemade chicken piece now tastes straight from a can. Another described chicken where pieces were cut so badly that a rib wasn't a rib, a breast wasn't a breast, a thigh wasn't a thigh. Food preparation issues raise concerns. Chicken arrives overcooked in some parts, undercooked in others. One reviewer described globby batter never shaken down properly, resulting in awful bites with no crispy, spicy goodness. Another reported undercooked chicken in a 6-piece meal alongside tasteless coleslaw. Cleanliness problems exist at multiple locations. Dirty tables throughout dining areas, fries scattered across floors. When basic cleanliness standards aren't met, it undermines any premium positioning. But 3 chains are proving excellent chicken is still possible. What separates them changes everything. Popeyes transformed Canadian fried chicken by taking the process seriously. Every piece gets marinated 12 full hours in bold Louisiana seasonings before being freshly breaded and hand battered in restaurant. This isn't marketing talk, it's operational commitment creating genuinely better fried chicken. When you bite into Popeye's chicken, you taste that 12-hour marinade. Flavors penetrate the meat instead of sitting on top like coating. The quality commitments are substantial and verifiable. Popeyes eliminated antibiotics important to human medicine from their chicken supply chain in both the US and Canada. They removed artificial colors, flavors, preservatives from all fried chicken menu items. They're transitioning to 100% cage-free eggs across all North American restaurants. These operational changes affect every piece of chicken they serve. The famous chicken sandwich lives up to its reputation. Thick, tender white meat gets breaded with that signature crunchy coating, covered with mayo, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, sandwiched in a slightly sweet brioche bun. Food critics and casual diners consistently rank it among the best fast food chicken sandwiches available anywhere. Chef Anthony Bourdain himself documented his love for Popeyes. Customer satisfaction runs significantly higher than struggling chains. Popeyes locations across Canada average around 4 stars out of 5 on Google. Customers praise juicy chicken, flavorful sandwiches, warm biscuits. The Cajun seasoning creates a distinctive taste profile you genuinely cannot find elsewhere. Those Cajun fries, red beans and rice, buttermilk biscuits. The sides complement chicken rather than feeling like afterthoughts. Restaurant Brands International also owns Tim Hortons and Burger King, giving them significant resources to maintain quality standards across locations. Unlike smaller franchises where quality varies wildly, Popeyes maintains relatively consistent standards customers can rely on. Jollibee brings something special. This Filipino chain has been winning over Canadian customers with a combination of quality, flavor, genuine cultural authenticity traditional American chains simply cannot match. In 2024, Jollibee's signature Chicken Joy was voted Best Fast Food Fried Chicken by USA Today in their 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards, beating established global competitors. That's not a random internet poll, that's a major publications readers choosing Jollibee over KFC, Popeyes, every other option available. All chicken gets breaded fresh in restaurant and pressure fried to create that signature crispy exterior with juicy interior. Results stay consistent across locations because the process is standardized. while still being done fresh rather than from frozen. Reviewers consistently describe chicken as piping hot, super crispy, super juicy. Menu diversity is another strength. Beyond famous Chicken Joy, they offer beloved Jolly Spaghetti, a sweet Filipino-style spaghetti with ground beef and hot dog pieces that has a devoted following. Palabok Fiesta brings traditional Filipino rice noodles with garlic sauce, pork, shrimp, egg. Peach Mango Pie provides perfectly crispy, flaky, fruity dessert. This isn't just fried chicken, it's cultural experience. Company values translate into customer experience. Jollibee emphasizes customer focus, spirit of family and fun, humility to listen and learn, integrity, speed with excellence. Walk into a Jollibee location and you notice the difference. Atmosphere is bright and welcoming. Staff are genuinely friendly. There's energy that feels different from corporate fast food. Expansion is accelerating rapidly. Jollibee announced plans to open 350 new locations across the US and Canada through a franchising program targeting already successful restaurant operators. With stores averaging $4.3 million in gross sales, demand is clearly there. More Canadians are about to discover what the Filipino community has known for decades. Swiss Chalet represents something increasingly rare, a genuinely Canadian chain that maintained quality and identity for over 70 years. Since opening in Toronto in 1954, Swiss Chalet has been serving rotisserie chicken to Canadian families generation after generation. Fresh grain-fed preservative-free chickens raised by Canadian farmers get slow roasted on rotisserie ovens with minimal seasoning. Just a teaspoon of salt allowing natural chicken flavor to shine through. Signature Chalet sauce gets made fresh daily in each restaurant. The secret recipe hasn't changed in nearly 7 decades. That distinctive, tangy, savory sauce is so beloved that Recipe Unlimited sells it in Canadian supermarkets for people wanting to recreate the experience at home. Quality control stays notably consistent. Reviewers across different cities describe receiving the same reliable experience. Rotisserie chicken arrives tender and juicy. Fresh cut fries are crispy. Service is family friendly without being slow. Every chicken comes from Canadian farms where birds are raised without antibiotics and fed vegetable grain diets. Before cooking, chicken marinates 24 hours in proprietary blend of 23 herbs and spices. Commitment to Canadian farmers and ingredients isn't marketing. It's built into their supply chain. The next time you're craving chicken, remember you have real choices. Look for chains emphasizing fresh preparation and transparent sourcing. Avoid places that can't tell you where their chicken comes from. Support local joints that bread fresh and use real ingredients. These businesses often provide better quality at competitive prices while supporting your local economy. Chains like Popeyes, Jollibee, Swiss Chalet prove excellent chicken served quickly and affordably is absolutely possible. Too many chose a different path where profits matter more than quality. Your wallet speaks louder than any complaint form ever will. If this opened your eyes to what's really happening with Canadian fried chicken, you know what to do. Share this with someone still thinking all chicken chains are created equal. The industry doesn't have to be this way. Enough people choosing quality over convenience, demanding transparency over marketing spin, supporting businesses that actually care about what they serve. That changes everything. Choose your chicken wisely. Your stomach will thank you.